music lovers, welcome to my channel. My name is Caeser Pink. Today we're here with guest Rhyne McCormick, and then we're going to listen to a tune by Atarashii Gakko. But before we get started, all the proceeds from this channel are donated to the Arete Living Arts Foundation. Arete Living Arts creates art and promotes artists whose work inspires personal, political, or spiritual awakening. So please click and subscribe if you can. It really helps us build our channel. And if you want to do more, you can join our Patreon page or make a one-time donation via PayPal. It's all in the description below. So, a little bit about us. Rhyne and I grew up in a small town, the same small town, but we never knew each other while we lived there. And I got a few years on you, but not a crazy number.
I could be your little brother.
There you go. But Rhyne is a musician, singer, songwriter, actor, many things. So, tell me about when you got started. What was inspiring you? What music or what events made you even want to be a musician?
My stepfather played in local cover bands. He was in the Firehouse circuit.
Me too.
And the Moose, things like that.
I played the Moose. Quick story I'll interject. I remember playing the Moose, and I was like 14 years old, on Christmas, Christmas season. And before we started the show, we had to all stand up and like say a little prayer or something to the moose, and there was this moose head on the wall with Christmas lights in the horns, and I just remember thinking, this is so weird.
It is very weird.
Anyways, what was your stepfather's name? Or
Gary Force. He was a keyboard player and a singer, and he played with a bunch of different bands. None of the names of the bands I can remember at this point. But I was a young teenager, early teens, and he'd let me go to the gigs, and I would sit up just off stage because I was in bars. I wasn't really supposed to be there, but they would let me sit off stage and watch, and I would help, load in and load out and set up. And it really influenced me. And he had guitars at home, so I started learning guitar.
did you take lessons or self-taught?
Self-taught. I took lessons as an adult, just to spruce my playing up over time, but. Yeah,
and what was the first music that you were into?
Well, my stepfather played in cover bands in the 80s, and we had a lot of albums like Loverboy and Van Halen and all the popular MTV stuff of the time. But I liked singer-songwriter stuff too. My mother in the 70s always had like Jim Croce, James Taylor, those type of people on the turntable. So.
And then what was the transition from learning to play an instrument to playing in a band or playing out solo your first time?
So I started playing out solo in coffee shops when I was stationed in Omaha, Nebraska. There was a big coffee shop scene downtown. There was like 6 or 7 really good coffee shops that had nice stages and sound systems. And
you said station, so you were in the military?
Yes, I was in the Air Force. Yeah.
And so you started off solo, not in a band?
Correct.
To me, that sounds like a little ballsy, you know what I mean? Like, when you're in a band, you have this little protection. But solo is, I have all the respect in the world for people who get up with an acoustic guitar and try to entertain people.
Oh, I started off hitting open mics, and it took a lot for me to do that. I remember several times getting off stage, going straight to the bathroom and throwing up when I was done playing because of my nerves. But yeah, it was a little ballsy, I guess.
And then, what was kind of the next step for you?
I got out of the military, and I wanted to play music full time. The Badleys had just had a hit, and they were back here in PA, and I thought, well, I guess I'll just move back to Central PA. There seems to be some music going on back home, and so I came back home and ended up recording my first CD with the Badleys at their studio, Saturation Acres. They had a manager at that point, and some of the guys from the Badleys actually played some shows with me as my band. In support of that album.
Oh, that's great. And what was the manager? What was the deal with him?
Her. Kelly. She was just bored stay-at-home housewife who loved music,
wow.
but she was incredible at getting gigs and getting good money, and she funded my first CD. Good lady.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
And so did you ever play in like a band as like, supposedly a democracy?
No, not until now.
Mm-hmm.
This new band that I'm in now is more of a democracy. Before that, it was always, when I had the money, I would hire guys to come play original music with me. But it was mostly always solo.
Well, you told me off camera that your new band was a new thing for you.
Yes.
Now, or you were trying to figure it out. Now I understand why. I think most people maybe go the opposite. They start in a band, and then when they have confidence, they go and take control, whatever the case may be.
Right.
And how have your musical taste evolved over the years?
I've always enjoyed all styles of music.
Mm-hmm.
I consider myself more of a storyteller than a musician. I think if I went back and did it all over knowing what I know now, I probably would have went to school to be a film director. Not sure I would have taken the music route.
Interesting. Now, you had told me you had done some acting.
I've done some stage acting, yeah.
Can you tell us anything about that?
I was in one play here in Lewistown at the Evolution Arts Center maybe 8 or 9 years ago. It was a thrilling experience, and it was terrifying because I'm not great at memorizing lines, and I had a lot of dialogue. I was the male lead in that. I got through it, though. I only crapped the bed once on stage with my lines, and I had a very supportive group of people who got me through that moment. So
I feel like at this point we should give people a little bit of context. Our hometown is this very small conservative town, kind of hidden back in the mountains in central PA, and it's kind of art-starved. But we have a mutual friend who started a nonprofit arts organization. They had a great little theater, and that's
Evolution.
where you did the play, and what was her role in it?
Julie actually was the female lead, and she wrote and directed the play.
And Julie, what's her last name?
Euphema.
Julie Euphema, yeah.
O'Connor now.
Oh, yeah.
O'Connor.
But yeah, she is a very interesting person in the art scene and a supporter of arts. We shot some music video scenes with her.
Right.
And what about now? What's on the horizon? Anything?
Well, we have this new band. I play with my son now, and I've worked with a drummer for the last 15 years, Randy Cervello. And there's 3 songwriters in this band. We have a female bass player, Piper Peterson. She writes songs. She has an amazing voice. And then Randy's friend, Matt Pletcher, is also, he's more of a country guy. He's recorded in Nashville and has a record out, and he's more of a country rock guy. I'm more of a pop Americana rock guy, and she's also pop Americana rockish. So there's 3 songwriters in the band. It's an interesting thing for me because I'm not used to having that.
Yeah, give and take.
Yeah.
Does the band have a name yet?
Whiskey Soul Redemption.
I think I heard that. Maybe I did see something about it.
Yeah, we actually, Randy and I picked the name out. Actually, another person who's not in the band, who was going to be in the band and then ended up not being in the band, picked the name out. We went on a trip to Williamsport, a guy's weekend, and on Easter 2023, and we were coming up with the idea of the band and the concept, and he actually picked that name out, and we liked it, and we kept it even after he bowed out gracefully because he was too busy to be in the band.
Some thoughts about, your first experience working with other songwriters. Because I'm always in control of my stuff, and sometimes I feel like it'd be cool just to play guitar and not have any responsibility and just a different vibe.
I enjoy not singing the whole 3 hours.
Yeah,
It's nice. I sing in this current lineup, we're doing our first show next week, and we're doing covers and originals. But I only sing like 15 songs, and I really enjoy just playing guitar sometimes. I've never done that before, just play guitar and let somebody else be the front person.
Now, a little bit more context. He mentioned 3 sets. Now, normally, in an urban situation, you come up, you play 1 set. But in these, more rural regions, bands will usually play 3, maybe even 4.
Yeah,
I've done shows 5 sets back in the day,
right?
Which is pretty brutal.
Yes.
And so is it like one person brings in a song, you all learn it, or are you doing any co-songwriting?
So right now we are learning each other's already written material.
Mm-hmm.
The hope is to collaborate going forward. For these first 2 shows that we have lined up, we're just learning each other's music at this point.
It's an interesting thing. We might have talked about this before, you and I, is that I almost don't know how to co-songwrite. Like, some people are good at it, but I just don't, know what the process is for, 2 songwriters to sit down and write together. Maybe someday you and I can solve that.
Well, I'm in the same boat, and I recently went to Atlanta, right outside of Atlanta, to a camp for songwriters. It was hosted by a country guy named Zach Brown.
I know the name.
He has a hit called Chicken Fried. I'm sure you've heard that song. Anyways, it's very much a Nashville-based type of thing, and everybody collaborates and songwrites together, and that is very foreign to me. That was part of the workshop, was sitting down and writing with other people, and I, in my 58 years, had never really done that before.
And what was the experience like for you? Was it?
Very rewarding. It was a little scary at times, because when you're used to doing your own thing and controlling your own thing and sitting by yourself doing your own thing, you can make mistakes, and you don't have to worry. You can polish things really well before you reveal it to anybody else. But you're kind of exposed when you're just throwing out ideas against the wall in front of people you don't really know.
I even feel like that when I'm jamming, that you have to just jump in, and you don't have that luxury of trying a few things before you go for it. So that makes it hard for me to freeform jam as a guitar player.
I'm not good at that as well.
Yeah,
I'm not good at that as well.
I started off as a drummer back then. That was fine, but these other instruments, not so much. Well, okay, thank you, and we're going to go on to Atarashii Gakko. Atarashii Gakko is a Japanese group. Now, maybe people who watch the channel know that there's a big movement of female rockers in Japan, and I'm very involved in that movement. I think it's amazing. And there's a lot of odd things about the Japanese music business. Part of it is the idol system, which is a corporate thing where these girls compete from votes, and it starts in clubs, and they move on up through votes until at the end of the year, it's like the Super Bowl in a stadium, and they choose 100 girls, and those are the ones that go on to be sponsored by the corporations. Now, this band, and most of the ones I'm into, didn't come up through that system. But the other thing about Japan is they have a lot of support for musicians through the education system. And they take it very seriously, and a lot of discipline. And I think that's part of the reason there's this explosion, because these girls are everywhere, young girls, and they are great. They're great players. Now these girls, there's 4 of them, and they're dancers and singers. They write some of the lyrics. I don't know if they play instruments to write the music. So it is kind of one thing I noticed, that each of their albums sound different, whether it's a different producer or a different band with them. But they started doing their own choreography at 14 years of age.
Wow.
And I'm not sure when they released their first album, but they've I saw them talking about how they'd go on a world tour and come back and have to do their day jobs at the bakery for money. But I think they're past that now. They're getting pretty big. And I just love them. They're funny. The dancing, I've gotten really into dance over the last few years, not as a dancer, but as a choreographer. Their dance is amazing. Their lyrics are very interesting. So before we watch the actual video, they also create a lot of great content for, a ton of it, for YouTube. and they'll do things like, they'll do a lot of things where they like go into the schools and teach people about what Japanese schools are, or they'll go to the different temples and interview the monks and stuff. And here's a little excerpt of them talking about school lunches.
満点です。お弁当は持ち運べる食事です。手作り弁当と市販のお弁当があります。
この生徒のお弁当は自家製弁当の定番と言えるでしょう。非常に人気のあるメニューです。こちらの生徒はどうでしょう。こちらは幅広い年齢層に人気のある海苔弁です。敷き詰められた海苔の下には醤油をかけた鰹節が挟まっています。みんな Come on! Okay, let's go! これは手の込んだお弁当です。いわゆるキャラ弁と言われる漫画やアニメのキャラクターに似せて作ったお弁当です。これは伝統的なお弁当で日の丸弁当と呼ばれています。ご飯に梅干しが乗っているだけのシンプルなお弁当です。今ではなかなか見かけません。
小中学校では給食と呼ばれる食事が提供されます。給食着を着た生徒では給食と
You can see they're like really silly and playful. Now here's another one. This is them. I'm supposed to go up a little bit. No. This is them. They put on their social media asking America what their favorite snacks were. So they're going to try the snacks.
We love snacks! どうも皆様、私たち個性自由ではみ出していく新しい学校のリーダーズでござい
And their
ます。
first album or EP was called Snack Time. Snack Time. And it has a wonderful song called Candy.
はい、というわけで、
And the lyrics are,
私たち
Where's my candy? Over there, over there, over there. Boys are taking my candy. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. So that's basically the song, but it's
はい、
wonderful.
たくさんね、コメントをいただいて、その中からバーッと今日はね、集めましたんで、まあなんかとりあえずいろんなもの味見してみて、で1位、2位、3位、4位、5位一番多かった数ね、でそれをちゃんとこう食べて、どんなの？アメリカのお菓子はどんななんや言うてリアクションコメントしていこうと思います。まあ見ての通りカラフルすぎて怖い。もうキャンディー流した方がいいんじゃんこれな。まずは1位、こちら赤い棒でございます。いっせーので。おいしい。テイスティーいいの？多いね味。おー、ちょっと待って。喉にくるね。辛ないこれ。後からめっちゃくる。でも人気な理由もちょっとわかるか。わかる。癖になる。やめて。2位はこちらのちょっと太めの赤い棒。です。あ、おいしい。こっちの方がポリポリ感。はいな。美味しい。もう喉にくるな。喉にくるね。喉にくる。では3位はオレオ with milk。オッケー。ミルクに浸すってことやな。いただきます。うまっ。バス体験のミルクミルクにダンじゃあ4位はせーのアフターショット。誰かが砕いた飴がこんな感じ。やだな。5位はEasy cheese and cracker.
So we'll watch the video now. This song, I never can pronounce the titles of their songs, and I am not going to try that. When it comes to pronouncing foreign things, I suddenly become like a stupid white guy. Like Seishun wo Kirisaku Hado. But the main line they're saying is, why not survive? Why die? Why? And, you know, when I look at these, the song is a piece of art, but I really think that the music video is a piece of art in its own. And this one, what kind of blew me away is not only is the choreography incredible, but this was shot in one take, and the camera movements in order to make the choreography work is amazing. So here we go, Atarashii Gakko. And right here I'll stop and point out, you know, they're filming in like this RV station, but if you notice, there's like some guy wandering around back there. I guess they didn't clear the set. Now that girl right there is Suzuka, and she's sort of the ringleader, main vocalist, although they all sing lead vocals.
Got it.
But she's like really a character if you get to know them. For a second. Any thoughts so far?
They must be in incredible shape to be able to sing and do all that dancing. Now, obviously, it's a video, so they might not actually be singing for the video.
Yeah.
They're probably lip syncing, but I'm assuming they do all this stuff live.
Yeah, and they're like maybe mid-20s at this point.
Yeah.
The choreography is amazing.
Yeah.
So energetic. And one thing about this Japanese music, although they deal with some heavy subjects, it seems like joyful and funny. No matter what it is, it really makes me happy listening to this.
play their own instruments?
No, I don't think. As far as I know, they don't
Yeah.
play any
Because
instruments.
there's some serious playing going on here too.
Yeah, and another thing I like is, even though it's basically pop, they really screw with the pop structure
Right,
and
yeah.
raise it. That's something that I really enjoy. But yeah, and it's like a little bit punk.
Yeah.
But one of their albums has this kind of like over-the-top jazz fusion feel to the whole album. And then this one has a lot of styles, but this is my favorite album. But they have a new one, but I don't like it except one song where it's like programmed and just dead.
Right.
But they did just appear in Jimmy Kimmel and did the one song from that album I like, and it's an amazing performance. Like, kind of blew the audience away. I don't know if they knew what was coming.
Right.
And it's like a little darker song, like a political one. They're wearing these helmets. But
Interesting. Very interesting.
yeah. Yeah, like I wonder, like with a few of these bands that are like them, where they don't play their own instruments, I feel like I like think about the people playing, and I feel like they're going like, let's split this in here. You know what I mean? Like they're like musicians who have their own like integrity they want to have, and they try to seek it. There's like one I listen to, it's like the music is so cheesy. But I got fascinated by her videos. And this music, and it'd be like it's pretty programmed, like kind of like the worst pop in a way.
Right.
But then there'll be these moments where like suddenly it goes into surf guitar, and then I'm like, there's a musician behind that. He's having a little fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I got into these guys because we just did this music video, and a lot of it was based culturally on different Asian cultures. And Atarashii Gakko makes these videos of just them rehearsing.
Right.
So I started watching those and being fascinated, so I could steal like little moves from them.
Right.
And just to make it clear, I'm not doing this shit. I'm there being like a cliche of a rock star with all this going on around me. Yeah, over the years I've really gotten into and had my opportunity a few years ago to choreograph a ballet and Buto together, which there's is a very odd combination.
Okay.
And I just love for 30 years I've been helping choreograph background singers, but that's a whole different thing than a dance piece.
Right.
So that was really interesting and something I want to do more of. But yeah, we listened to this album on the way down here last night. I just love it from beginning to end.
Awesome.
It's very eclectic, and they make music videos for like every song they do in some form or another.
Do they write?
They write some, if not all, the lyrics.
Okay.
And
Good.
yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thing about that because, like the mindset of the Japanese music is so different. And like I was talking to somebody about baby metal, and they were like a little below them, like, oh, this is just karaoke. And I'm like, no, the lead singer's singing live, and you have this amazing band, and they baby metal writes a little bit of their lyrics, but most of it's a team. It's funny with them because baby metal, the girls are all like Su metal, Moa metal, Momo metal, but like the choreographer, the songwriters, everybody has to take on that metal surname.
Right.
And then the musicians are all kami, which I think means like God, so it's like kami bass, like got a bass, got a guitar underneath. So it's a whole different mindset, I think, this Japanese music.
Yeah.
But there's a few things. One is, I don't know what it is, but maybe they don't realize, like in America, for musicians, there's a lot of pressure not to mix genres.
Yeah.
And they just seemed like oblivious to that. It can be one thing, one song, one thing, one verse, and something another. So I really love that creativity. And they're all like a little bit punk. Like
Yeah, I definitely had that vibe.
Yeah, even this one, which is kind of a pop one, but they all have this like little snotty attitude.
Yeah.
Like it's a big smile, but there's like something a little rebellious.
Yeah,
Well, the other thing with Japan is kawaii, which people in America call cute. And like cuteness is like this big thing in a culture. But kawaii means cute in an enduring way, which if you think about it, is a very big difference.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, that girl's cute, I want to get with her. It's like, oh, she's so cute, I adore her.
Right, yeah.
Almost like a childlike thing, but that's
Right.
really ingrained in their culture. And, like the one girl in Atarashii Gakko always has those little pigtails. And,
Right.
And they use those pigtails, like there's one song where there's different shots of them behind bars. So when they get to her, she's behind bars, but her pigtails are draped over the bars onto the outside.
Gotcha.
Or they just did one take? It's a show where the artists get to come in and do one take of their song.
No, I'm not familiar with that.
But they did one, and then in the middle of the song, as it's playing, they introduce themselves like, "Hi, I'm Rhyne." And when they get to her, she does this helicopter thing with
pigtails.
So and so they all have a developed personality with all these oddities to it. But let's check out the lyrics a little, see what it's really. Okay, the first verse is, "Before I know it, I'm standing here getting obsessed, dying quickly and resurrecting through reincarnation, getting suspicious, anxiety growing, delusions leading to a beta decay." That's pretty odd.
Yeah.
Choice of words. And you'll hear these things like, oh my God, they never say that. The chorus is, "Why not survive? Who am I? Why die? Why? Why not survive? Even if killed immediately, try, try, try." And, it seems like a lighthearted song, but it's kind of heavy, actually.
Yeah. Very heavy. Yeah, not what I was expecting.
Yeah. Going on, traveling through a sea of consciousness. Now, you don't usually hear that line from Sabrina Carpenter.
Right. Yeah.
The tide ripping through our youth. This is a battlefield, a rainbow of tears. Sorry, I'll sleep if I don't win, pondering all night. The shadow burns into my mind. It was a riot, but I surrender. Our entire life is a duel, I can't pronounce that right, a duel of fate, even though it won't end, even though it won't end. Why not survive? Who am I? Why die? Why? Why not survive, even if killed immediately? Try, try, try. Paddling through the waves of consciousness, don't be afraid. Even if I say it, my emotions can't keep up. So much confusion. A tide ripping through our youth. This is a battlefield, a rainbow of tears. Sorry, I'll sleep in if I don't win, pondering all night. That's like a final verse. Even though it won't end, I wanted to watch that flickering hope in Tokyo together with you. Sorry, life wears out this night of promises. The frustration ripping through our youth. I don't want it to end, even though I won't be with you forever. Okay, that's a repeat, but it's kind of heavy and
it's
kind of emotional, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's an idea, like what they said at the end, where something bad has happened, and you're with somebody you want to be with, and it's going to end.
Right.
Like there's another Japanese song that very different, but also has the same kind of idea. But yeah. But I'm sort of on a evangelical mission to spread this music, which...
Well, thank you for sharing.
Yeah, I'm listening to more new music than I have since 1980.
Wow.
Yeah, and for a musician, that's like it's like, oh, I'm alive again or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Music is so important.
Yeah, I always feel good about discovering new things as I get older.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there's so many people, older people who are like, it's not as good as it was in 1983. You know what I mean? And so many people, if they don't stop listening to music, they just listen to the music of their youth.
Right.
And I think that's kind of a spiritual death in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because music is a part of growth for me, like psychological growth, and reflection, and social awareness. But well, great. Thank you for doing that.
Absolutely.
And thank you for visiting our channel. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any comments, any insights to this song, comment below. Or if you have any songs you would like me to react to, do those. Thank you and hope to see you again soon.